Okay, so quite a nice, easy practice this morning. I'm going to bring you down to the mat area. So quite a nice, easy practice. And as I say, if we start kneeling, it's called taking support. A new start one this morning. So I think you were all there, but if you haven't got the bolster, as I say, use the 2 bricks and a cushion or a throw just to soften the top of the bricks. You don't need that, but it's a little bit uncomfortable, this hard edges of the bricks. And then try and bring your knees in a little bit so that you're not sort of sitting splayed out. It might be more comfortable that way, it is for me, but so that you can feel the fronts of your ankles are opening. If that's really uncomfortable, you can turn your feet out slightly and you can take your knees slightly further apart. Just make yourself comfortable. Take the support of what you're sitting on and use that to find the best position for you. So that is what taking support is all about, to find the best way for you to do something. Okay, so now we're coming to our breath practice. We'll start just by inhaling and exhaling to the count of 4, 3 times. So just find your breath first of all, and then when you're ready, start your breath practice by 3 inhale and exhales to the count of your 4. Your 4 might be very quick to start. You might then start to slow it down. The breath might be a little uneven to start. You might then start to smooth it out. Inhaling and exhaling evenly, watching for that little pause at either end. After the 3rd one, really look for that pause now. So inhale for 4, watch for the tiny little pause, and then move on to the exhale for 4. Take 3 more breaths in that manner, thinking of the pause at either end of the inhale, exhale, just before you transition. Close your eyes if you find it helps you connect much better to what you're doing. No visual distraction. And then after the 3rd one, let go of the breath and just stop so we can all catch up. So the breath is our biggest supporter, basically, and that's why we start each class with a breath practice, if I remember. And it's about learning the different breath practices so that you can use them as your support, because not everyone is the one that you find the most beneficial. So when you find one and think, yeah, that worked, remember it and use it. So now we're going to breathe in for 4 and we're going to exhale for 6, and we're going to use our nostrils only, no sighing this time, just inhale for 4 and then try and elongate the exhale to count of 6. Might be a little difficult for you. If you find it too difficult, make it 4 or 5, but just try and make the exhale a bit longer than the inhale. Don't worry about counting the number of breaths we take, just inhale 4, exhale for 6 if you can. So by elongating the exhale, we're moving in towards the parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest. This is what will calm us down. So at any point that you need to support to the breath to calm you down, to get you through something calmly, to take you away from things if you need a little bit of a break, use your exhale. Use it to slow you down by exhaling a little bit longer than the inhale. And then you can bring in your ujjayi thought to it. So it can either be quiet as a whisper, or you can make it a little bit louder in the back of your throat, that exhale, just to relieve and release any extra tension. So let go of the breath again for a second. Just notice if you feel a little bit different. Sometimes having to think about it doesn't actually work quite so well for the rest and digest switching on. It might take, you know, we do 10 to 30 breaths often in a class if you've got time. So it might take quite a lot of breaths. Don't think it's always 3 breaths and you're there. It takes quite a while to settle into having that support and taking that support. Okay, now we're going to try just, it can be quite difficult, this one, for some people. So if you feel it's not working, go back to the inhale for 4, exhale for 6. Just elongate the exhale. If you want to try something different, and it's a different practice again, but does the same sort of thing, inhale for 4, exhale for 4, and then pause for 2. Think of the word pause like we did the other day. So inhale for 4. We did it after the inhale the other day. To do it after the exhale for some people isn't quite as easy. And it's not about pushing the breath out and holding. It's about just releasing and staying, pausing, and then turning to the inhale. So see if you can find that smooth transition without any sense of panic or holding on to the breath. But inhale for 4, exhale for 4, and pause for 2 before you go back to your exhale. If it's not working for you and it's making you feel panicky, then go back to inhale for 4, exhale for 6, or inhale for 4, exhale for 4. The balanced 4 and 4 will keep you balanced. The longer the exhale, the more you will calm down. The longer the inhale, the more energy you'll gain from the breath. And that's the 3 points really to remember when you're taking the support of the breath at home or in your life. It doesn't need to be on the yoga mat. So after your next exhale, let go of the breath. Keep your eyes closed just for a second. And just notice any changes, any difference in the way you're feeling. Maybe it's just that you've connected to what you're doing. The breath calms the mind and stops all that flurry of chattering monkeys in there. So maybe that's the best way to think of it this morning. Or maybe you just feel a bit more relaxed, but we've just got out of bed, so you're probably quite relaxed. Okay, so open your eyes and we're going to start to move gently. So we're going to take the support all the time today. We're going to stay sitting as we are. If your legs get a little bit stuck like this, just move them around, take them out a bit, or even come off and sit on your bottom if it feels more comfortable. What we're going to do is put a right hand on a right thigh and use the support of it this morning, or the left hand, as we move. So inhale the left arm up, just the left arm. And exhale it down. Feel that right palm connected to your thigh, a little bit of support there. Push gently through the right palm as you lift it up your left arm on the next inhale. Try not to lift the left shoulder too far towards your ear, so just try to move through the shoulder. So push again gently as you inhale again. Feel your tummy raise up and your ribs and pelvis separate. You're using this just as a little bit of an extra rebound. One more, then we'll do the other side. Inhale, arm up. Notice which arc you're taking. You might be going a bit forward, you might be going right out to the side. Just notice. You might want to change things and take your shoulder back a little bit as you move on to the other side now. So left palm to left thigh. Inhale the right arm up. Find that length through the side body, reaching up through the middle fingers. Exhale the arm down. Now take your attention to your left hand. Push gently into it and use it as a rebound, lifting up through the middle finger, through your crown, out of your pelvis. Exhale, soften. One more on this side. Inhale up, lifting out, particularly on the side body, you'll feel it. And down again. Okay, change hands again. So right hand down, we're taking side bends this time, same thing. But this time, rather than pushing through, we'll lift and then we'll soften at the elbow to fold over. And you're thinking still that armpit to hip. We're not folding shoulders. We're keeping the elbow in to support that side body as we fold. Inhale the left arm up when you're ready. Exhale, think armpit sliding down to hip. So draw the tummy in, draw the shoulders back a little bit as you go over. Use that right hand to support you. Push gently into the right hand to support you as you come back up. Exhale the arm down. Take one more. Inhale up, draw the tummy in, lift up out the pelvis. Exhale over, armpit to hip. Shoulders are folding rather than bending at the waist. Inhale back up to the top, left arm comes down, take the other side. Inhale up, find that length first of all in the body, then side bend to your left, armpit to hip, opening up the right side body this time, right down through, maybe to your upper thigh, you can feel it in. Inhale up, find that length again, keep the shoulder down, so exhale over, keep the elbow tight to your body if you can. Inhale back up to the top. Exhale the arm down. Right hand onto right thigh again. We're going to take our side bend and our twist. So we're folding over on the first exhale, then we'll inhale and roll. So as you roll, you keep your elbow back and move that top shoulder using the right hand still as your support. So inhale, left arm up. Keep that shoulder down, remember. Exhale, side bend. Stay there and inhale and roll that top shoulder so that the sun comes on your face as you look up towards the top corner. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale the arm down. Take one more on that side. Inhale up. Keep the shoulder down. Exhale over. Keep the elbow tucked. Keep that connection hand to thigh. Inhale, roll. Feel that front body opening, lifting out the pelvis. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Use the hand to support you and come down. Same thing other side. Two on this side. Inhale up. Keep the elbow tucked. Exhale over, side bend. Keep the tummy engaged. Inhale, roll. Take that top shoulder backwards. Look upwards towards the top corner. Exhale forward. Use the hand to guide you as you lift back up to the top and exhale the arm down. One more. Inhale up. Exhale over. You might be not lifting quite as far each time now. Inhale, roll. Just because you've already got that length in your front body. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale down. By having that little bit of support, your body learns what it's going to do, so it helps you. Okay, so we're going to pop our cat-cow in now. So both hands on your thighs, elbows nice and tight to your sides again to support you. Inhale, tall, push through the hands, just lift up through the crown, and then get ready for cat. We're in neutral now, so tuck the chin in your exhale, tuck the tummy, start to roll, but still feel that nice length in the spine by pushing through your hands onto your thighs. Inhale, push through the hands, roll back up to neutral just. We're not going into cow straight away. One more cat. Inhale, tall. Exhale, tuck everything, but use the hands to push gently to keep that length as you roll forward. Inhale, back up to the top, rolling back up. Exhale, soften back into neutral. Pop your hands now behind you, so you've got them on the back of your heels of your hands are just below your waist and your fingers are facing down, and try and bring them in as far as you can towards the center point, towards your spine, and then draw your elbows back towards each other. So it really is a big opening then on the front of your chest. You'll already feel you've almost gone into cow, hopefully. So pressing down gently into the heels of your hands, and then pushing, keep the tummy engaged first of all, but then pushing down and lifting up out of your pelvis and starting to roll open the front of your body. Feel the spine open from the base upwards, past your heart, up towards your throat. Keep your chin a little bit engaged, don't throw the head back. And exhale, soften back down again. Take one more of those. So draw the elbows back as you begin the inhale. Push into the heels of the hands. Lift out your pelvis, roll the heart upwards. And then lower back down. And then we're just going to finish with a twist. So we're going to take our right hand and pop it on our left thigh, but try and keep your shoulders as square forward first of all as you can. So it's just for taking your hand across your body really. Feels a little bit odd. Oh, wrong one. No, sorry, that's wrong. Scrap that, start again. Left hand on your thigh. Keep your elbow nice and close. Right hand is going to come up and over and it's going to fold onto your hand. So inhale up, and then as you exhale, turn, start to twist and drop that hand down to find the other back of the other hand. Stay there. As you inhale, press into both hands and lift. As you exhale, see if you can just turn that left shoulder back a little bit to put a little bit more of a twist in. Stay there, inhale, exhale once more. Using the hands just to give you a bit of support. Inhale one more time long, and then exhale. move back to the front. A little bit of a different way of doing a twist if I got it right. Right hand on the right thigh, same thing other side. Inhale, take the arm up, keep the shoulder down though. Exhale, start the twist, take the hand down, find the back of the other hand. Rest there, inhale tall. Exhale, see if you can just draw that right shoulder back a little bit. Watch what your nose is doing, mine's going ahead. Let it if you want to take a twist in your neck. Inhale, exhale once there. Inhale tall, find that space in the spine again, and then exhale, let go and rotate back to the front. Okay, so we can get rid of what we're sitting on now and grab a hold of your strap. And come on to your bottom to sit in Dandasana. So staff pose. Feet are going to be hip distance or together here. Hip distance just keeps that connection to your hips, obviously. Whichever feels more comfortable. We want to think before we put the strap in, think about our posture here. So think about the sit bones squarely on the ground. So you might feel you're sitting back on them a little bit. Try and draw forward by taking your tummy in and using the hip flexors to lift you up. If you're leaning forward slightly, other way. So rolling back slightly until you feel balanced. Have a rock around and find those sit bones. Make sure you know where they are. We don't pull the fat out the way anymore in yoga because there's something called yoga butt come out of that one. As I say, it's not, all these newfangled ideas don't always work. Okay, so we're tucking the tummy, we're finding the rebound from the sit bones, tucking the tummy, lifting out of the pelvis so you find a little bit more space around your waist. Drawing the shoulders down though from the ears, taking the shoulders back onto the back of the body, opening up the collarbones. Tucking the chin and finding that long neck. Okay, so that's the front body, back body posture. It should feel kind of balanced. So now we're going to take our strap and we're going to use that to help us to find that posture again. So pop it round the balls of both feet, strap in either hand. Bring your elbows close to your side. So think of your upper arm going straight down your side seam and your elbows tucked in. So that's where you want to have the strap in your hand too, so that you feel it nice and taut, and that's where you are. So then walk the hand just a millimetre or two further down towards your feet on either side of the strap. And then pull your elbows into your side and pull the feet towards you and lift up out of your pelvis. So we're using the strap here just to get a little bit more rebound and lift up. Maybe you can feel it, hopefully. Then watch what's happening with your shoulders. See if you can drop them down so you feel your elbows move down your side. Draw your tummy in. Lift up from the sit bones. Draw your toes towards your heart. Lift up through your crown. Move your heart slightly forward and your shoulders back. And breathe. And then release, relax. So that's one way of making sure you find your posture. I'm going to use the strap again to find 3 different ways of doing a forward fold from this position. So keep the strap where it is in both hands. Bring the elbows again close to the side on that side seam feeling. Flex the feet towards you, switch the legs on, push the heels gently away. You might feel them rise off the floor. If you're finding this really difficult, bend your knees. Should have said that straight away, but sorry. If you find it's a little bit strong in the back of your legs, bend your knees slightly and keep your feet flexed. So we're going to think about forward folding, but with that long front body. So find your posture again in Dandasana, draw yourself up, and then think of your hip creases at your hip flexors on the front of your torso, where your legs meet your body. So we're folding there. So what we need to do is bring the strap into one hand, move the other hand down a little bit, about a hand's distance, and then take the other hand down on the other side of the strap. So you've moved forward on the strap about a hand's distance, but you've still got that really long front body. Your elbows might have moved forward slightly as well. So what we're trying to do now is keep the elbows tight to the side and move them backwards. So as they move backwards, you move forwards. As you pull towards your as your hands pull you towards your feet. You'll fold forward over your hip flexors, keep the chin tucked along back and neck. Don't go too far, keep the tummy engaged to support the lower back. Just about keeping that long front body length. It's not about getting your nose to your toes. Just find that long front body feeling as you fold forward and hold and breathe. Find the breath to support you. Watch what might be curving. Try and draw it back up. I can find the back of my neck. I need to tuck my chin a little bit more. I need to draw my tummy in. And then slowly from your sit bones, allow yourself to stack back up. Let your hands slip the strap through them as you sit back up. Anybody that needs a rest, let go of the strap, have a little bit of a shake out. It's always good to do. As I say, you can have your legs bent in these positions, so please do if it's more difficult. Next one, what one was the next one? We're bringing the strap closer, our hands closer to our feet now on the strap, so that you've got long, straight arms. Bring your feet towards you, switch your legs on again, switch your tummy on again. You'll feel a little bit rounded in the shoulders already, but we're doing a forward fold with a roundy back this time. So tuck your chin, tuck your tummy, and use your elbows again to move them back towards your side seam as they pull you forward, but keep rolling at the same time. So it's a kind of rolling forward motion here. As the head comes down towards the knees, keep the tummy engaged, elbows coming back. They may not come anywhere near your side seam, by the way, but just fold them backwards, drawing forwards. Feel that massive stretch for me anyway on my hamstring. If it's too much, soften your legs, bend your knees. So we're having a kind of forward fold here, but we're still engaged here. We're still holding the strap. We're still moving forward and downwards. So we're taking our head just above our knees rather than towards our belly. And then let go of the strap. Pop your hands to the floor or to your legs. And just let go of everything if you can. Let your feet go, let your shoulders go. Let your chin and your head becomes heavy. Your tummy doesn't completely let go. You want a little bit of support for your back here. But feel that big spread across your shoulders. Let your elbows sink a little bit lower. Feel them take the gravity downwards and take your shoulders, make your shoulders open further. And breathe. Find where you can breathe now. Big, big forward fold stretch. If it's too strong in your back, bend your knees, bring yourself up a little bit higher. Always remember to go as far as you feel safe to do so. We're going to come up, but we're going to use our hands to support us again. So I tend to bring mine to the floor here beside me, but you might want to use them on your thighs, just to gently start to roll back up from your sit bones. Slowly, slowly, popping one vertebrae on top of the other. Imagine those kids' stacking blocks stacking up. Opening your eyes to connect visually to what you're doing so you don't get too dizzy. So kind of like a little bit of an inversion, that one. So you might feel a bit lightheaded. Come back up to the top, find that long posture without too much effort. Just reach up through your crown. And soften. Okay, so then I'm going to keep the strap beside you, but bring your knees in now towards you. And feet flat to the floor, everybody. Pop your hands on the floor or on your shins or behind your thighs. Keep your feet hip distance apart if you can. Draw your tummy in. If the hands are behind the thighs or on the shins, gently use those to just draw you up again, a little bit longer front body. And then tuck the chin and tuck the tummy and roll forward until you can find the thighs with your tummy. So you might have to let go of that long front body now and just start to curl forward. Might need to bring your feet in a little bit closer, just until you feel the support of your thighs supporting your body. And breathe. Again, it'll be the back body. You have to find your back body to breathe into. Use a long exhale here and see if you can soften a bit more. Maybe let go of holding too tightly with your hands. Just let everything curl downwards, gravity pouring down on the top of you. Everything moving down towards the sit bones, towards the soles of the feet. Towards our points of support. And then without rolling up, move your hands on towards the floor now. Use them gently to rebound off of, as well as your sit bones, to roll back up. Take one leg at a time back out in front of you. Take your hands behind you. Point the fingers backwards. If you can't quite get them behind, take them out a little bit to the side, that's fine. But try and think of taking the shoulder blades towards each other and the back of your body again. Point the feet away from you. And then gently come up onto your fingertips and maybe walk your fingers a little bit further out from your body. Press down onto them and use them as well as your sit bones as you rebound to open the front of your body into that cow shape again. So opening up, not sticking the tummy out. So remember, try and keep a bit of connection to your tummy muscles and lift up the heart. Tuck the chin still just a little bit so your head doesn't crunch at the back of your neck. Counter pose to what we've just done. Breathe, find the front of your body now to breathe into. See what's holding on. See if you can let go a little bit more through your ankles and just use the support of your fingertips and your sit bones to raise yourself up a bit higher. Find that lightness through the body, no tension needed. And then sit back down into your sit bones, roll back up to the top. Have a little roll through your shoulders, little shake out of your hands. And then come down onto your backs. Have the strap now in your hands, ready. So legs out in front of us. We're doing a sort of half Bananasana here. So legs just stay, let them go in front of you, hip distance apart, so if you can. And then take your strap, in either hand. And take your hands above your head. So open your arms as wide as you need to get the backs of your shoulders and the backs of your hands on the floor. You might have to bend your elbows slightly doing this, that's fine, but try and attach, take the support of the floor for the whole of your arms if you can. Now, the thought is here is to keep your shoulders on the floor as we then just draw the strap down in our left hand on the floor still in a semicircle down towards our left hip, but you're not going that far, just taking it down. As you do that, your right arm will come with it on the floor upwards. So you're coming into that sort of bendy shape at the top. Your shoulders though aren't moving, it's just the arms. And then take the arms in the other direction by pulling on the strap with your right hand, sliding them across the floor so that your left hand then comes up above your head. Keeping the shoulders attached and supported by the mat behind you. Take it once more each side, just very slowly moving through the shoulders. Trying to do this without the strap would be a little bit difficult, and we can't keep that balance that it feels like you've got when you do it with the strap. Come to standstill, bring the strap forward, pop it round your right foot. So you might have to bend your knee or sit up a little bit to get it round the ball of your right foot. Let your left foot just do its own thing, your left leg rather, or I like to stretch it away, sometimes it bends, it's the support. It's the counterbalance here for what you're about to do. Your knee might be quite bent, doesn't matter, but try and put the foot, the sole of the foot parallel to the ceiling. So flexing that foot. And stretch through the heel just as much as is comfortable to try and open up the back of the leg. So we're going to take the foot and we're going to move it over towards your left side. Keep your right hip on the floor. Let the foot just slightly fall in towards the center. So you feel a kind of stretch on the outside of your ankle. And then just let it fold over towards your other leg, but keep that right hip heavy. Keep both hips are on the floor, so you won't go very far. It might just hover over your other hip bone. Feel a big stretch then on the outside of the IT band on the thigh there. Really good to stretch that. It's one we don't stretch very often. It's there all the time helping us, but it doesn't actually, it supports us, but we don't bend and flex and move it very much. So it can become very tight, that area. And then pop your left hand out to support you and just roll slowly on towards your left hip, letting the right foot come across towards the floor. Doesn't need to go anywhere near the floor. You just need to feel that you've moved up and over onto your left hip. So the feeling then with gravity here will take the movement up a little bit higher from the IT band in your thigh, up into your hip area. Your hand and your strap are supporting here. So keep that elbow nice and tight into your side. Keep that shoulder back on your right side. Use your left hand just to balance you. Bit of a hovery feeling, this one. It's not a complete twist. A bit of a twist going on through the lower body, bit of a twist going on through the upper body in the opposite direction. And then using the strap, we're going to bring that foot back up. We're going to do the same thing on the other side to finish, to counterbalance. Bend the knee, let go of the strap, let the leg stretch out. Have a big stretch through the sole of the foot as the leg reaches out on the floor here. And then move to the other side. We'll just do this one quickly to balance before we finish. So strapping your left hand this time. Upper arm can stay on the floor. That might make you feel a bit more connected to the support of something behind you. Keep the knee bent if you need to, but do flex that left foot and then let it roll inwards so that you feel that opening on the outside of the ankle. And then just let it move over. So as I say, you can keep that arm, the upper arm, on the floor. It might feel it stops you letting it go. Keep both hips are on the floor here. Try not to let the leg that's moving, the hip will want to lift off the floor. Try to keep it on the floor. If your knee's bent, see if you can just gently push through, gently through the heel, just to feel a little bit more of a stretch, but very easily. Use the breath. Anytime you want to stretch a little bit further, use your exhale. It always lets you release a bit more into a stretch. Then pop the right hand out, palm down, find some support there. Roll onto the left hip. Let that left leg come over. Keep your elbow tight into your side body. Roll that top shoulder back a little bit. Might even want to look in the other direction. So the twist is going one way in the lower half and in the other direction on your upper half. We're not just working on the hip here, you're opening up all the side of your neck if you've turned your head. You're moving the twist through the upper spine. Finding that flexibility around there. But you're using support to make it safer to do this. Okay, so roll your head back if you've looked to the side and then bring the leg back up. Get in all these positions. If you find one really works for you, you can take it longer. Certainly, if you've got time after class, it's a good time. Bring your leg down, stretch it away from you. Have a full stretch out on the left side body if you can. Space, and then release. Take a full body stretch now, both sides. Arms above the head, stretching the fingers away, stretching through the soles of the feet. Breathing. Holding for a second, just in that stretch. And then on your next exhale, let everything draw back to center. Sweep your arms round on the floor, back down to the sides. Take your legs a little bit wider, let your feet fall out, come into Shavasana, find your breath again. Tuck your shoulders under your body. Find a lovely breath. Find that longer exhale if you can. So if inhale 4, exhale 6 doesn't work for you, go to 3 and 5. change the numbers, but just try and make it a bit longer on the exhale than the inhale. Using the breath just to slow you down. To release any tension that might have built up anywhere that we've worked on, possibly through your shoulders because they've been working a lot with the strap. The idea using all our supports of bricks and straps, etc., is just that we can release a bit more when we're trying to find the pose. So watch your breath just for 3 more breaths. Take 3 more nice, long, expanded breaths. Letting the floor support you now as you breathe. So we're finishing our new start week. And we've had simplicity, and we've thought of pausing. We've thought of thinking before we move, and today thinking about allowing ourselves to be supported. All those lessons from yoga can come into your daily life in 2022. So let's all continue to encourage, lift, and strengthen one another. If you haven't already, let go of the breath. Have another stretch or anything you need to, rock and roll, anything you need to. Before you come up slowly, taking a roll onto your side, having a little bit of a stop there, pause before you move, opening your eyes, connecting visually, come back up to the top, come back up and into Sukhasana to finish our class. Bring our hands together, connecting again to finish in gratitude seal. And I'd like to say thank you all for joining me this week. Again, it's good to be back on the mat with you all and start a new year together. So thank you for the lessons you teach me. Namaste. I've lost my glasses, I can't see anybody. Everybody okay?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that sounded a little bit relaxed. Who was that, Anne?
Going back to sleep now.
You might need to go and run around the garden now, Anne, before you start your day.
It's cold and wet out there.
I was going to get you doing boat pose with the strap, but we never got round to it. I don't know what happens to me in time. I'm sure I was born in a different time zone from everybody else.
Are you still recording, Izzy?
Oh, so I am. I'll